When looking at a map of Norman, Oklahoma, I think some people might think that everyone works in Oklahoma City who lives here, and that's just not true. We are a big bustling city, and so we do have quite a few large employers here in our fair town. So let's talk about those. So I'm Marcie Billen, and I'm a real estate agent in Norman, Oklahoma. So we're going to talk about these top 5 employers. First thing I want to point out though is that I have a new house. And so recently I've been shooting in my car. So if you've been seeing my videos recently, they've all been in my car because I literally had nowhere to shoot. The apartment I was living in had no light whatsoever. It looked terrible. So I always shot in my car. Now I get to shoot my new house. And since I just moved in, I don't have anything in the walls. So it's just white. You know, stuff will get there. Okay. So top 5 employers in Norman, Oklahoma. Number 1 is going to be the University of Oklahoma. That's what people do when there's like the kickoff at the football game. Anyway, if you didn't go here, you wouldn't know that. It's okay. So the university employs over 10,000 people. And I'm going to round all of my numbers for actual employees because obviously those numbers are going to change. They may even be different from the source that I got it from because I don't know how much that was updated during the pandemic. So the university is our biggest employer here in Norman, Oklahoma. So I have friends that work for OU, several actually. I also went to OU. I never worked for them personally. My husband did just a little bit in college, but that's not the same because we're talking about career jobs, not student jobs, right? I hear some really great pros from people who work at the University of Oklahoma. And number 1 is always benefits. You get a lot of good benefits. I'm not sure exactly the total spectrum of those, but I know that that is a lot of the reason why people stay working at the University of Oklahoma. The campus is beautiful, of course. You guys have probably seen my videos about the University of Oklahoma. It's gorgeous. I think it's one of the most beautiful campuses in the nation, personally, and that's one of the reasons why I went to school here. One thing I have heard about getting hired on at the University of Oklahoma is that it's hard to get hired in the first place, but once you get in the system, it's easy to move around the system. And I'm not talking about professors really here. I'm talking about support staff and maintenance and all of that stuff. So professors are a whole other, that's a different thing. That's academia. We're talking about the support staff and the admin and all that kind of stuff. The second largest employer in Norman, Oklahoma is Norman Regional Hospital. It's a big healthcare system. It's not just located in Norman. So there are locations in Blanchard and in Moore, a big hospital in Moore. And then, we have one in Oklahoma City and some in Noble. But the thing is where they do everything is in Norman, and there's a couple of different hospital locations. So right now at the time of filming, they're also building another location that's going to replace the headquarters right now that's on Porter. Or that's what I hear. I could be wrong. So just don't quote me on that. I don't work for the hospital. So the new location is going to be in South Norman off of Highway 9. Norman Regional Hospital, from the numbers that I saw, employs around 3,000 people. So our third largest, number 3, employer in Norman, Oklahoma is Norman Public Schools. So Norman is from what I gather, a huge school system, but I come from a really small town, so it always looks huge to me. They employ around 2,000 people. Again, you have to check my figures. I did get that, I believe, off the Norman Public School website though, because I got on there, fell down a rabbit hole, very interesting stuff. So if you're interested in knowing demographics and different information about Norman Public Schools, definitely check out the website. So Norman Public School System includes 17 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and then 2 high schools. But like I said, go ahead and check out the website. I think it's really interesting to view what Norman Public Schools is like. All right, our number 4 largest employer in Norman, Oklahoma is Johnson Controls. So Johnson Controls headquarters are actually located, it's huge, it's a big company. I mean, you've probably heard of it. So the headquarters are in Cork, Ireland, Shanghai, and then Milwaukee. So there's around 2,000 locations for Johnson Controls worldwide, and the plant in Norman is focused on research and then manufacturing of roof units. So HVAC units that go on the roof. At Johnson Controls, they employ around 1,000 people. The plant's big. I've been inside of it. It's really interesting. and it's located just off of Flood in Norman on the very north side. All right, so number five is Walmart. I'm also gonna throw in a bonus for you too, so just hang in there for a second. We have several Walmarts in town, so it is our 5th largest employer. There's around 1,000 people employed by Walmart. We have 3 super centers. If you haven't been to Walmart before, there's just different types. And I don't know like all the names for all the different sizes of Walmarts, but 3 super centers in Norman. They are spread out really evenly, so that helps. And then from what I know, we have 2 neighborhood markets. That's all I've seen. So I'm pretty sure there's just 2 neighborhood markets. Those are more like they try to make it like your corner grocery store, right? And it does, it works. You're like in and out really quickly versus a super center where you're not in and out very quickly at all. Of course, Walmart's headquarters are located in Bentonville, Arkansas, and that's just like, I think it's 45 minutes maybe from the Oklahoma border on the east side of the state. And so that's one of the reasons why we have so many Walmarts in Oklahoma. So if you're thinking of moving to Norman for work or for family or anything else, you may want to download my Norman relocation guide. You'll find it linked in the description below. All right, I said I would throw in a bonus of number 6. I'm gonna throw in number 6 of Norman employers. Number 6 is the city of Norman. So that's our number 6 employer. They employ around 900 people. There you have it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I would definitely watch this video next.